begin. Okay, so today is the presentation of your discussion, which I hope is this one. Okay, which I hope is okay. Okay, but let's take a look and see. Let's take a look and see how it goes. So let's start with question number one. Okay, question number one is a function question. Okay, you're given this one, and you're given this one. Find the value of P and Q. Okay, it seems like a pretty easy question. Okay, the second question is an inverse function, and then they give you the G, find the function of F, and then they give you this one. Okay, and then they ask you to find the function, the value of M. Okay, so I'm going to pass it over to whoever is doing number one, which I don't know who. Number one, okay. This is Yong, so that means who is presenting for this?
So first, they want to find the value of P and the value of Q. So they already give function GF, and they give another just function G and function F. So you have to make another function GF so you can kasi sama and compare. And yeah, when you get the GF, you'll get 3px minus 4p plus q. And you kasi sama with the 6x plus 5. And then the 6x will be equal to 3px. So you know p is equal to 2.
Okay.
So after that, the 5 is equal to negative 4p plus q. So the p value, you just substitute the one you found just now to find the q value.
All right. Ken, good. Negative 4p plus q. Now, a common point of, thanks Karima. A common point of mistake okay, is sometimes when people do up to here, they forget this negative sign. So there will be people who will do 5 equals to 4p plus q. Okay, so this is a very common point of mistake. Now, this question is a 3-mark question. So it is helpful for us to know where the 3 marks are. The first mark is if you can just even do a very basic composite function. You can put the second function into the first function. Okay, that's 1 mark. Second mark goes for comparing. Either this atau ini betul lah. Salah satu daripada ini betul, you will get the second mark. The third mark, however, is both answers must be correct in order for you to get that third mark. Okay, so this is how they will distribute this one. So first mark is for skill, second mark is for also skill, comparing, and then the third mark is for both the answers correct. Okay, so we cannot always assume that one answer is 1 mark. Sometimes there will be 2 answers, then you can get 1 mark. Especially if dia punya markah hanya 3 markah saja. It's a very small question lah. Okay, in that sense. All right, good. Thank you. Next, B, please.
For B, so you got the inverse function of fx, which is 4 over m minus x, and another function which is 3 plus x. So the first question wants you to find the normal function. So in order to do this, you need to do another inverse of the inverse.
Okay.
So I changed the inverse function to y, and I change the position with x. So you get x equal to 4 over m minus y. And then you do the calculation, and you get m minus 4 over x. And I forgot to put x not equal to 0.
Yeah, okay, that's 1 x equals to 0. X tidak boleh sama dengan kosong is 1. Okay, jawapan ini adalah betul. And this is a 2-mark question. So the first mark is just making sure that it is an inverse of an inverse. Okay, and then the second mark has to be this final thing, including the x cannot be equal to 0. That's a very important thing. Okay, all right. Ayam, continue to the second one, please.
So for the second one, you get f negative 1 with f m squared plus 7. Since this is the inverse and the normal one, so you will just get m squared plus 7. So there's another one which is equal to 2 plus m of square under a g function. So you have no choice to put the 2 plus 2 plus m square under the g function, which is 3 plus x. So you get 3 plus 2 plus m square. You do the calculation, and I got m equal to 0.
Okay, which is also correct. Now, there is a very important thing that we need to understand over here, okay, which I think Yong pointed out, which is if you composite a function and dia punya inverse function. Kalau ini yang dikasih gabung, okay, you will get the object itself. Okay, whether it is f inverse or whether it is inverse f and then inverse f and f, okay, you will still get x in itself. I think it's a very important relation that that you need to know, okay, because if you are going to do this very long method now, yes, you can do it a very long way, but in the end you will get the same answer. Okay, and so knowing this knowing this relation, itu yang menjadikan soalan ini hanya 2 markah saja. Sebab you only have to know this relation. Sorry, saya conteng sampai tidak nampak saudara. You only have to know this relation. Okay, and you just substitute it. It's nothing to count here, nothing to substitute, no need to composite one more time. Okay, so I think that's a very, very important thing that we need to take note of, especially those of you who are answering function questions. All right. Okay, good. Thank you. Let's continue to question number 2, please. Who is taking question number 2? Question number 2 is this. This is Marvin's question number 2. So who is presenting question number 2?
Eva.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, question number 2 ni dia sudah bagi kita dia punya vertex form. Dia suruh kita cari value of h and value of k. H 2 lah kan, sir? Okay, so dia punya k, kalau sini Marvin dia sub in je to value of x sama yang dia suruh bagi dekat tu graph 12. Jadi dia sub in dapatlah k is equal to 4.
Okay, hold on now. Let me take a look at the question first. Okay, the 12 and the h is there, and then they give you the vertex form. Okay. So given h12 is the maximum point, nyatakan nilai h dan k. Okay, I think this is fine. This is a 2-mark question, right? Hold on now. I lost my window. Where's my window? Oh, Nina. This is a 2-mark question, right? Yeah, 2-mark question. And since this is a 2-mark question, it will be 1 mark each lah. Okay, so h equals to 2, k equals to 4. Although yang kau mau mencari k equals to 4 itu dia agak panjang lah. It's still only 1 mark each lah, because there's only 2 answers here. Okay, next, A2 please.
A2 ni dia suruh cari y-intercept. Jadi si Marvin dia tukar dulu pergi standard form. Terus dia sub in lah. The value yang dia dapat. X is equal to 0. Sebab mau cari y-intercept kan.
Okay. Do you actually have to?
Saya enggak. Kalau saya sub in je terus. Tapi I don't know lah the marking because 2 marks kan.
Yeah, it's 2 marks. So 1 mark for P equals to 8. The first mark is however you want lah. You can substitute it equals to 0. And then the fx equals to P lah. So if you substitute this equals to 0 and then this equals to P, you will actually get the same answer.
Yeah.
If you're going to change it into general form, you need to remember that the last number in the general form is the y-intercept. Okay, dia memang the y-intercept in itself. So actually ini pun unnecessary ni lah. Okay, but either way, okay lah, fine lah, you get 2 marks. Okay, you still get the 2 marks lah. Okay, next, B please.
I'm presenting, sir.
All right.
So first step, Marvin just sub out 3. Divide by 3 to get the value in front of x squared becomes what?
Okay.
So now find the sum of root is alpha plus beta, and the formula of alpha plus beta is negative b over a. Since the a is 1, you just put it in the b. It's 8 over 3, and then the product of root is also 7 over 2. So the question 1, the root is in 3 alpha plus 3 beta. So 3 alpha and 3 beta. So the sum of root is 3 alpha plus 3 beta. And you take out the 3 and just put in the the sum of root is that the both one, and you get -8. And the product of root is multiply. So 3a multiplied with 3b, you get 9 alpha beta, and you sub in the product of root above, and you get 21. So when you form the equation, is x squared plus 8x plus 21 equals to 0.
Okay, thank you. So generally in this kind of question, you need to get both the original SOR and POR correct in order to get 1 mark. The second mark comes from both the new SOR and POR correct, and then the final mark is this. Okay, x squared plus 8x plus 21 equals to 0. Okay, now a very common thing that I always see that a lot of people get wrong is this SOR thing. Dia nampak saja di sini 8/3, terus dia letak di sini 8/3. Okay, and we need to remember that the SOR, dia punya tanda itu berlainan. That's why in this SOR baharu, kita dapat -8, tetapi in this one, we put it as +8. Because the template, the template atau the acuan cake is x squared minus SORx plus POR equals to 0. Okay, the final thing that a lot of people always forget is this equals to 0. Dan ini bagi saya is very sayang lah. You do everything correct, just because you forget this equals to 0 kan, terus kalau tidak dapat markah ketiga. Okay, so these are things that you need to watch out for, and you need to be very careful in this lah. Okay, so all the solutions yang ada di dalam group itu adalah untuk rujukan semua orang. Okay, you can refer to this. All this conteng-conteng itu memang tidak akan ada lah, saya akan discard selepas saya habis lah. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. Question number 3 is a it's a coordinate geometry question. Okay, you have a trapezium over here. You're asked to find the value of t, okay, over here. Okay, then after you have to find the coordinate of P, and somehow there's a 90-degree over here, which means something, and then you're given this ratio. Okay, when you're given a ratio, find the coordinate of Q, and then find the straight line of QR. Okay, can we have the next group, please? Who is doing number 3?
Me, sir.
All right.
Okay, so from the question, the information that we can get is that OP is y, the equation of OP is y equals to -2/3x, and the equation of PQ is 2y equals to tx minus 26. So for the first question, dia mau cari t kan. So from the equation of PQ, we want to let the y 2y jadi y je lah. So we divide everything with 2. So the equation that we get is y equals to tx over 2, y equals to t over 2x minus 13. Then for the first question, we use the formula m1 times m2 equals to -1. Then we sub value into m1 and m2, then we get -1. Then we kira-kira, then t equals to 3.
Okay.
Okay, so for the coordinates of P, for the second question, we guna balik lah the equation yang kami dapat tu, but then we already found t so we sub in the t into the PQ equation. So from here we use yang the y equals to y, and kami sub in all the value yang we have, then we will get x equals to 6. And then from there we want to find y, then we can choose from either mana-mana punya equation lah yang we want to use. So but we took the one yang y equals to -2/3x. Then the x we sub the 6 inside, then we get y equals to -4. So the coordinate of P is 6, -4.
Okay, hold on, Fadila, I want to stop you there.
Okay.
Can you tell me what is this point known as? Saya balik-balik saya cakap ini. Why do we in what situation do we do this y equals to y?
Intersection point.
Very good. Okay, point of intersection. Now I say this point of intersection because sometimes dia punya soalan bahkan dia akan minta macam tu tau. They will give you the equation, no diagram, no nothing, and then they will ask you, find the point of intersection. So you need to know that when we're talking about point of intersection, we're talking about y equals to y. You need to have one equation kasih sama dengan the other equation. Okay, we use point of intersection in this chapter. We use point of intersection in integration. Okay, when there's a curve and there's a straight line, kita mau cari dia punya titik persilangan, we always come back to y equals to y. Okay, so make sure that you know this terminology because it is a common question asked. Okay, good. Next. Oh dear. Sorry, are you the same person, Fadila? Are you continuing?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Dia mau cari the coordinates of Q. So first we cari the E value lah. Yang kan E lies on x-axis.
Yeah.
So we know that E punya Y value is 0 because it lies on the x-axis. Then we kasih kejap x equals to so we use the equation yang y equals to 3 over 2x minus 13, then we kasih y equals to 0, then we kira-kira, then we'll get x equals to 26 over 3. So from there, we use the formula yang nx1 plus mx2 over m plus 3, m plus n, because we have the the ratio 2 to 1.
Yep.
Yes, then we use that formula. Then for x, we will get 10, and y we will get 2.
Okay, continue.
To find the equation of QR. We use the formula y minus y1 equals to m bracket x minus x1 because the QR is parallel to OP. Then we sub in the y1 is 2, and then m is negative 2 over 3, and x1 equals to 10. Then we kira-kira, and then we will get y equals to negative 2 over 3x plus 26 over 3.
Okay, good.
That's it. Thank you.
I think that's a very clear explanation. Okay, so this is ini mungkin pesanan untuk yang lain lah. Okay, so the problem with coordinate geometry, sometimes this kind of questions is all the information can get stuck in one place. Okay, sorry, can get stuck in different places, and you kind of have to cari sini, cari sana, cari sini, cari sana lah. And we find that generally in admets, especially topics like this, okay, you cannot think of every skill okay, as a separate skill. Biasanya dia akan bergabung itu. Okay, you have equation of straight line, you have the lompat-lompat punya this one. Okay, then you also have the concept of parallel and perpendicular gradients. Okay, astaga. Okay, and then you also have the point of intersection. So in one question, they can actually jam the whole chapter into one question. Okay, so when you revise when you do revision for this chapter, you shouldn't be revising separately now. You should be thinking of, okay, you need to know, okay, dalam coordinate geometry, there's all this. Saya kena tahu, and I need to know which situation I should use, which particular skill that I learned in coordinate geometry. Okay, and of course, this goes without saying that the only way to improve on this, okay, is to constantly practice lah. Okay, after a while, if you really devote enough time to all these kind of questions, you will actually find that actually admits questions kan dia tidak banyak berubah, but itu saja bah. Okay, that's the only thing lah. The only problem is whether we have enough time to actually go through all the questions lah. Okay, or to actually commit enough time to practice those questions. Okay, all right. Question number 4. This is Maximus. So who is presenting?
Yeah, sir.
Sorry. Just give me 1 minute. Let me look at question number 4 first. Question number 4. Mr. Lee is a participant who runs a 12-kilometer charity run. Yada yada. So this is a progressions question lah kan. Okay, the luas segi 4 sama jumlah. Okay, so this is a progressions question in question number 4. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So the question bilang he runs 500 on the first day. So this is our A lah, 500. And he said after that he increased by 250. So tambah 250 tambah 250. So this is like arithmetic progression lah. And the A is 500, the D is 250. And the question wants to find the number of days yang dia boleh lari 12 km in a day dalam satu hari. So 12 km change to meter dulu, 12,000, and we use the formula Pn is to A plus n minus 1 times D, and we find the number of n is 47. Means dia perlu 47 days to run 12 kilometer in a day lah.
Okay. All right. I think that's very clear, very easy. All right. Next.
Okay, so the next question, they are geometric progressions, sebab they involve ratio, they divide by 2. So since they cakap midpoint kan, jadi first for area of A is K times K because square kan, so length times length. So you will get K square. And then for B, sebab dia midpoint, so they are over 2. So K over 2 times K over 2, you will get K square over 4. And then same goes to C lah. The half of 1 over 2 is 1 over 4. So K over 4 times K over 4, you will get K square over 16.
Okay.
And then for B2, dia suruh cari the sum of the first 8 squares, the perimeter lah. So dia ada given K equals to 6. So 6 times 4, you get 24 cm. So basically, to find the sum of the first 8 terms, you have to use the formula. Jadi you have to find the A, the value of A and the value of R. So the ratio is 12 over 24, and then you sub masuk, and then you get the answer lah.
So the squares are becoming smaller, right?
Yes.
That's what it means, right? Okay. The squares are becoming smaller, and I just realized that this is actually macam dia mirip past year question. Just to let you know, ini adalah mirip satu past year question. So ada midpoint. One thing that I want you to note in this question is that when you see a ratio, okay, bila dia punya berkurangan, because sometimes we tend to think of half as dia kurang half, kan? And then sometimes we think that half, then lepas itu half lagi kan, terus habis sudah kosong. Okay, but when we think about half, it is like you know, in physics, it's like the half-life lah, no, radioactive decay. Dia setengah. Dia tidak akan sampai kosong itu. So you will never get a ratio, you will never get a geometric progression where it is K and then go to K over 2, astaga. Okay, K over 2, and then after that, terus kosong. So, 1/2 kosong kan, no such thing lah. Okay, I think you need to be aware of that. Okay, I like the fact that this group, they are aware, they are aware that one question is arithmetic, okay, and then the second question is geometric lah. Okay, so we cannot be, kalau satu soalan tu arithmetic kan, the whole thing arithmetic. Okay, as I said before, sometimes the entire chapter is in one question. Okay, whether it is section A or section B, especially if it is in paper 2 lah. Yeah, especially if it is in paper 2, the whole chapter actually is in one question. Not everything will be tested, okay, but quite a lot of it will be tested. All right, let's come to this answer. Okay, I'm not saying that Maximus's answer is wrong, okay, but I'm just, what do I always say about the number of decimal places?
3 or 4.
Okay, either 3 or 4 lah. Okay, 3 is can lah, 3 also can lah. Actually, the marking scheme kan dia bagi apa tahu? 47.81 saja. 2 decimal places. Okay, but don't worry about it. You can definitely give 4 decimal places. Okay, so let's not worry about that. Okay, good. Number 5, please. Sorry. Number 5 is Adam. This has to be Adam only, so Adam saja yang buat ini. Adam, are you there? Can you discuss this with us?
Okay, sir.
All right.
First of all, to eliminate the x, I choose the first equation and minus it with the third equation to form the fourth equation, which is y plus z equal to -1. And then the third equation I multiply with 5 to get 5x plus 10y plus 5z equal to 10, and minus it with the second equation, forming 8y minus 2z equal to 12, the sixth equation. And then from the fourth one, I transform it to form the seventh equation, which is z equal -y minus 1. And then the 7 equation, I sub it to the 6th equation, and I calculate until I got y equal to 1.
Okay.
And then I sub the y equal to 1 into the 7th equation, and then we calculate until get 7 equal to -2. And the last one, we sub the value y equal 1 and z equal -2 into the first equation, and then we calculate again until we got the last value, which is x equal to 2.
Okay. Good. Excellent. 5 marks. Okay, so so this is one of those questions. Ni satu-satu jenis soalan lah yang actually is pretty routine lah. Okay, if you get the 3 system of equations, you want to solve all 3. Okay, remember that you will have to eliminate one letter first. Okay, on both equations, and then after that you can either use another elimination, or in Adam's case over here, actually what he did was this beginning dia kasih eliminate, lepas itu yang ini dia kasih substitute. Totally fine. Okay, there is no like satu jalan saja untuk menjawab inilah. Ada banyak jalan. You can use elimination, you can use substitution. Okay, but this is a good question to constantly practice and make sure that your negative positive itu kau tidak salah lah. Just be careful about that. Okay, and you should be able to get 5 marks. All right, good. Can we go to question number 6, please?
Okay, so for 6a, they want 8 to the power of a minus 4 to the power of negative a in terms of b. And they give us 2 to the power of a equals to b. So first we have to change the 8 and the 4 into 2 to the power of something.
Yeah.
So 8 will be 2 to the power of 3
Mm.
and 4 will be 2 to the power of 2. So you will get 2 to the power of 3, and then you bracket a, and then the other one also the same. And then after that, because it's negative, the 2 to the power of negative 2a, you bring it down, so you can get 1 over 2 to the power of 2a. And after that, you just change it to b.
Okay. Right. Actually, if you answer up to here, it's fine. Okay, totally no problem. But if you want, you can also continue up to here lah. Okay. There's no issue over there. It's only a 2-mark question, so either way is fine lah. Okay. All right. Can we go with B, please? I think B looks incomplete though. What happened to B? Oh, it is complete. Okay.
Okay, so first for B, we have to kasih sama the the x squared plus 3. We have to make it as similar as possible, and then to do that, the x plus square root 3 over x minus square root 3, you times it with we didn't do it like that. Oh. Sorry, Asa. I did it another way.
It's okay.
Okay. So, for Yong punya, he kasih he kasih pisah it, he kasih factor it to become that, and then give me a second, Asa.
Okay. You know what? Let's ask Yong to do this lah. Yong, can you explain what you're
Okay.
doing over here? I know what he's doing, but I'm just...
I'm trying to cancel out the reciprocal.
Sorry?
I was trying to make the reciprocal more simpler.
Okay.
Then you get x squared plus p squared 3 plus 3 over q. So you can compare it.
So actually this one has come here lah. Kan?
Yes.
And this one has come here. Okay. Can you just tell us what this is? What is this process called? What are you doing? Do you remember what this is?
Try to simplify out the bottom one, which is x squared. X minus square root 3.
Okay.
So to simplify it out, you need to times. It's supposed to be times 1, but the 1 turns into x plus square root 3 over x plus square root 3.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. This is a can lah. Okay, so if we use Young's method, okay, what he's doing with this is he is making the bottom. I cannot remember what this is called again for the life of me. I always forget what this is. Let me see if I remember this. Something the denominator itu. Is it conjugate?
Is it rationalizing?
Rationalizing, correct. Yeah, we're rationalizing the denominator. Okay, so this thing, the problem is the square root at the bottom. It is always a kacau. Okay, so we rationalize it by multiplying it with a different symbol. Kalau sini tolak, di sini kita multiply tambah lah. But because downstairs kita multiply tambah, we have to multiply tambah with the upstairs as well. And that's how you get this. Okay, and when you get this, and you compare it with the original one given, we notice that, hey, okay, Q equals to x squared minus 3 and P equals to 2x. Okay, this is of course one way of doing it lah. Okay, I don't know whether Karima sent her way, but it's okay. Let's just accept it as it is. But yes, the answer is definitely correct. P equals to 2x and Q equals to x squared minus 3. And according to the scheme, actually this is this is the suggested method, okay, to do. So how do we split the 3 marks? And this is the interesting thing lah. This marking scheme is very ketat tau. Both must be correct in order to get 1 mark. Comparing, when you do a comparison like this, okay, this is 1 mark. Rationalizing is 1 mark. Okay, so you kind of want to know this particular paper lah seems to be very strict lah. Dia mesti dua-dua jawapan betul baru kau dapat 1 markah. So dia bagi keutamaan kepada jalan kerja. Okay, dia bagi keutamaan kepada jalan kerja, which is kind of the trend that we are seeing these days. Okay, saban hari wow, saban hari. We are seeing this trend lah where they are focusing less on the answers. They're giving less marks for the answers, but they're giving more marks for the working. Okay, which is why I always stress this to all my LMS students. I say the answer is not as important as the working. Okay, your working carries more marks than the answer. And this is an excellent paper to show that example. Okay, berapa kali sudah kita tengok ini? 2 jawapan tapi 1 markah saja dan mesti dua-dua betul. Okay, and actually it is a bonus to you, It is a bonus to you. Because there are times where students they do and they get all the working correct but they get the final answer wrong through some mistake lah, okay, some very careless mistake. Okay, wouldn't it be better to have more marks at the working than to just focus all the marks on the answer? So make sure that your working is correct, okay, as opposed to the answer. All right, C. This is a simplified question. No, find the value of x. Okay.
Yeah. So log 2 and then bracket 3 plus x squared equals to log square root 2 bracket 2 minus x. So first things first, we change the base of the log square root 2 into log 2. Yeah. And then you'll get equal to log 2 and then 2 minus x, the bracket. And then the log 2 square root 2 is equal to 1 over 2. So if you bring it up, it will be times 2. So the 2 in front, you can do, it's basically a square. So the bracket, you square with 2. And after that, you can compare because the base is the same already. So 3 plus x squared equals to bracket 2 minus x and then square. And then you expand and compare.
Okay.
Not compare. Yeah.
Okay, fine, thank you. So yes, the answer again, answer is only 1 mark. Okay, comparing is 1 mark. This is probably the most important thing. Okay, a lot of people bila dia menjawab soalan log they always don't know how to start. Okay, whether it is index or whether it is a log question. And this is a very good starting point. Okay, if you are given a log equation or index equation, the first thing you should be aiming is to change the base. Okay, change the base and make everything the base same. Okay, so this is log AB equals to log CB over log CA. This is a formula that is, I'm not sure whether it's given. I think it's given. Okay, but the changing base log is always a good starting point. Kita mesti pastikan bahawa, okay, the base of the log is always the same. Because when it is the same, then only you can compare. Kalau the log base is different, you cannot compare. Okay, let's see if astaga. Okay, so if you notice this, this is log base 2, this is log base square root of 2. Totally different bases. So you cannot compare. Okay, sometimes some students kan dia nampak dua-dua adalah 2, jadi okay, therefore 3 plus x squared equals to 2 minus x. Okay, your head, where got like that? Okay, because the base is different. Okay, you need to make the base the same. But of course, when you do something like this and you make the base the same, you also have to take into account things like this lah. Ini semua, comes with practice. So actually, Yong actually skipped a lot of steps lah. Okay, a lot of steps here. Log 2 square root of 2 actually is log 2 to the power of half. And then ini half baru dia bawa ke depan. Okay, then lepas itu ini half itu dia bawa ke atas, dia akan jadi 2. Yang dia kasih naik pergi kuasa 2. So actually Yong is skipping a lot of steps because it's unnecessary. Okay, it is really unnecessary, especially if you've done this a long time. But definitely 1 mark for changing base. Even if you don't know how to do this question, change the base. Okay, 1 adalah lebih baik daripada 0. Even if you don't know what to do after that, change the base saja. Pastikan you dapat tukar itu base. Okay, to get that 1 mark. And then after that, the comparing is the second mark, and then of course the third answer is this one. Okay, so a good rule to live by when you're doing log or index question is if the base is different, change the base first. Okay, you also see that in the first question. Kan sini adalah 8 dan 4. So the logical thing is to change the base to base 2. Okay, change the base, you should be able to get 1 mark at least. Okay, 1 adalah lebih baik daripada 0. Alright, next question, number 7. Oh, it's also this group. Okay, hold on. Otherwise, Karima and Yong will be like, so it's targeting us only. Let's not. Okay, I want to do question number 8 first, can not? Okay. Sorry, Yong and Karima. Let me do question number 8 first. Okay, this is Azim's paper. Doesn't look like Azim's writing, but okay. Who is presenting for this?
Me. I'm doing 8A. Hello? So
Yes. I can.
okay. So, the soalan minta find the coordinate of CMA. And then we have 2 lines. The line is intersecting, so we can see y equals to y. So, negative at 8x is equals to negative 4 over 7 plus 40 over 7.
Minus 24, don't forget.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we kasih pindah-pindah, we find the x. Yeah, and then when we found the x, we kasih masuk in either of the equation, and then we found the y, which Azim didn't do. Never mind. So then we found the answer, negative 4 and 8. Yeah.
You know what happens if you skip a step. So the good news is this is only a 2-mark question lah. So if you skip a step, nasib kamu baik lah, The 1 mark is definitely for the comparing, y equals to y, and the second mark is for the correct answer lah. But if this was a 3-mark question, you would have lost 1 mark because you dari x tiba-tiba kau dapat y. But I think the y is there. Okay, never mind. Continue please, B.
Okay, so for B1, 8B1, the question minta us to cari coordinate of point B. So first, kita boleh syak sudah lah yang we have to use the formula of coordinate. So kita cari dulu coordinate of point B sebab kita nak tahu dia punya value of x. So kita sub in the value of y which is 0 dalam mana-mana equation, and then we will find the x is equals to negative 3. So the coordinate of point B sudah jumpa. Next, the question also sudah bagi the ratio of AB to BD, and then we just darab silang, and then we will dapat 3AB equals to 2BD. So bila kita sudah jumpa the coordinate of point B sama the ratio, we can insert lah dalam the coordinate formula tu. And then we pindah-pindah, we will get the coordinate of point D, which is -12 and -6.
Okay. Ada lagi ditulis di sana. Don't forget, if it is a coordinate, make sure that you have this lah. This is strangely only a 2-mark question. Di sini saja, either ini atau ini yang 1 markah, and then jawapan akhir coordinate okay, is 1 markah. Okay, it seems like a lot of work just to do for this. But okay, I think I will allow it. All right, next. Oh yeah lah, it is Azim's writing. Okay, never mind. Sorry, who's presenting this?
Okay, so dia cakap dia mau area for ACD. So kita pakai formula yang triangle tu lah. 1/2 x1 y1 x2 y2 x3 y3 terus x1 y1 balik. Yang first alphabet dari area yang dia mau tu mesti mau repeat twice lah. Okay, so silang lah. 3 times 8 plus -4 times 6 plus -12 times 4 balik. Lepas tu minus 4 times -4 plus 8 times -12 plus -6 plus 3. Lepas tu kira-kira jumpa lah yang 65 unit square. Terus dia minta ratio lah. Dia sudah bagi yang ABC tu 26. Jadi kita over ya lah 26 over 65. Jumpa 2/5. Itulah.
2/5, really? Okay, hold on What is the question asking? Soalan minta apa?
Ratio.
Dia minta ratio bahkan? Sorry. Find the ratio. Lepas kamu calculate the area. Okay, ini lengkap sudah. Find the ratio of the triangle ABC to ACD. Kalau ratio beginikah kita punya jawapan?
Tidak.
How should it be?
Yang titik.
My bad, sir.
Tell me how.
Yang titik-titik tu.
Yeah, it should be 2 to 5 like this. Okay, careful lah, very careful. You cannot. I mean, cantik sudah bah kamu buat semua. Sekali yang last itu, astaga. So it's like, you kind of don't want to waste this kind of marks. Okay, be very careful. Question asks for ratio, give a ratio. Question asks for coordinate, give a coordinate. Okay, jangan bagi ular kepada budak kecil. Budak kecil minta gula-gula, kau jangan bagi ular. Begitu. Okay, question C. Quickly, I'm running out of time.
Okay, so for question C, it wants to find the equation of Locus P. So we know that line D and line C is perpendicular. And since we sudah kena bagi 2 equations for a straight line, then we can use the formula M1, M2 equals to -1. So we kasih plot in lah. Y minus 8 over x plus 4 times y plus 6 over x plus 12 equals to -1. And then we times it together, we simplify it, and then we will eventually get y square plus x square minus 2y plus 16x plus 1 equals 0.
I actually have an issue with this question. The answer is also not wrong. The answer is actually wrong lah. But my issue actually is not this. This is okay. But how do you go from here to here? How did this bottom one here magically just naik jadi tambah macam ni? This whole group has to answer. This is who? Eldon's group. No, this is Ajim's group. Ajim's group is all these people: Abigail, Eldon, Asha, Celeste, Dayang, Farah, Sharon, Azim, Sean, Chanel, Vinod, and Mantani. I don't understand from here to here. This is my question for you. How did the plus suddenly magically appear like that, and then kalau dia divide saya faham lah, tapi dia jadi plus pula. Macam mana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. All right, this is something that I want this group to answer tomorrow. Okay, figure this out. This answer is also wrong, actually. Okay, but figure this out. I will only give you this 1 mark so far for this. This is correct. Okay, but there is something fundamentally wrong with this line, because you are giving me y minus a times y plus 6 over x plus 4 times x plus 12. Suddenly the divide becomes plus by some magical, Wingardium Leviosa. Terus dia jadi plus sudah. Dia boleh naik ke atas sendiri, levitate, and then become plus on its own. Okay, so this is the question that I want this group to answer the first thing, tomorrow's class. Okay, let's quickly go to question number 7. Sorry, Yong or Karima, whoever is doing this. Let's just quickly go through question number 7. Oh dear, wow. Okay.
Okay, so to find CP, first it's CA plus AP. So it will be, give me a minute.
Yeah, hold on. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, 3y minus plus 2x.
So because at first they give AC and that's 3y, but when you do it balik, it becomes negative. So negative
Okay.
3y plus 2x.
All right.
And then for the second one, CR is equal to 1 over 3 CB. And so CB is CP plus PB. So
Okay.
in the bracket, you'll get CP is the one you found just now, negative 3y plus 2x.
Okay.
Plus PB is 2 times AP. So 2 bracket 2x. And then you plus that. And then, yeah.
Okay. Karima, just hold on. Thanks, Karima. Sorry, I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to rush through this. So this first basic thing, I need, actually, I want to draw this. Actually, the reason why I wanted to do this at the very last minute is I wanted to remind you that sometimes when you're answering vector questions, okay, so you get all these very, very long jalan kerja lah kan. Okay, and sometimes we think that we deserve 1 mark over there, but actually the whole question is just 1 mark only. Okay, so sometimes that happens. Okay, but nevertheless, okay, work through this one. Okay, and if the question is just 1 mark, then you have to accept it as it is lah. Okay, now this second question in B over here is finding the unit vector, if I'm not mistaken. No, not finding the unit vector, find the magnitude. Okay, so remember, if you want to find the magnitude of this one, okay, first of all, you find the vector 5i minus 4j. Okay, and finding the magnitude is like using Pythagoras theorem. You take the two numbers, kasi squared and kasi plus. Okay, so you get about 6.403. If you leave your answer as square root of 41, is also acceptable. Okay, actually is dia lebih digalakkan ini kalau kau tinggalkan dalam square root of 41. Okay, now question C. Question C is probably the question that is the most famous, this one. Okay, Debary, you are given two relations and then find the value of this m and then this m. Okay, and it is also another kind of question now where it is like you know, it is a very standard vector question now. Okay, but it requires a lot of practice for you to do this. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is you already have you need to find CQ lah. Okay, so you find CQ over here, then you find AR over here, then you substitute everything inside because you have CP, you have QR. Okay, so when you substitute everything inside, is there another page to this? I hope there is. Okay. Okay. I'm going to let you all look at this, okay, because we are running out of time and I also need to go because I have a meeting after this. Okay, what you're going to do, what you're going to have is you're going to have all this, okay, CQ equals to MCP, and then you're going to be able to compare them. Okay, you compare the left side and the right side. You compare the vectors y and y. So 2n minus 1, negative 2n minus 1 equals to negative 3m. You form an equation. Okay, then 2 minus 2n equals to 2m because you're comparing the x vectors. Okay, then you do simultaneous equations and then you find the value of m and n. So we are at this question, which was a point of debate yesterday because I was like, apa ini dia orang buat ni? So uh, let's just recap a little bit. So this was the question, the coordinate geometry question, and we were stuck at question C lah. Okay, given that E is the midpoint, okay, of our CD, and then after that there's a locus, okay, which is XY, and then given that CPD, okay, it's always 90 degrees lah. Okay, so this midpoint is a very important point over there. Okay, and so we want to ask this group that did this. So this is the solution. And yes, the solution is finally correct. Okay, and so I'm going to ask whoever that is supposed to do this.
Lisa.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll just repeat what I said yesterday. So we know that line C and line D are perpendicular with each other. And since we have two equations with a straight line, we can then use the formula m1, m2 equals to -1. And then we kasih plot lah the coordinates. So y minus 8 over x plus 4 times y plus 6 over x plus 12 equals to -1. And what we did wrong was we kasih tambah when we're actually supposed to divide it. So when we times it together, we will get y squared minus 8y plus 6y minus 48 over x squared plus 4x plus 12x plus 48 equals to -1. And then when we calculate it, we'll get y squared minus 2y equals to 48 over x squared plus 16x plus 48 equals to -1. And from here, we take the whole denominator and we kasih pindah to the right. Yeah, so we times in the -1 in the whole equation on the right, and then we will get y squared minus 2y minus 48 equals to -x squared minus 16x minus 48. And then we kasih calculate it again, where we will pindah to the left again, and our final answer, which is our equation, will be y squared plus x squared minus 2y plus 16x equals to 0.
Yeah, okay, much better. What happened to yesterday's one? It suddenly got tambah over there. Okay, all right, good. So I hope this is clear for everyone. I think a very important thing about locus equations, okay, just something to note now. A very important locus equation is most of the time, except for one particular case, but most locus questions, they will have an x square and a y square and then an x and a y lah. Okay, and generally we find that we want to rewrite this answer again so that all the squares are in front and then all the non-squares are behind, and the x comes first. So I would rewrite this as x squared. Apa ini? Sorry, as x squared plus y squared plus 16x minus 2y equals to 0. Okay, it's just a matter of arrangement and it's just a personal preference lah. Okay, but you will find that a lot of books and even marking schemes, they will arrange it that way lah. All the squares in front and then the non-squares and then the numbers, and then the x's come first and then the y come first. Okay, bukanlah jawapan kamu salah, cuma susunannya kurang tepat lah. Okay, but does it really change the answer? Actually, it doesn't change the answer. You will probably still get full marks anyway. Okay, but it's just something good to take note of for future reference lah. All right, good. Let's go to question number 9. Let's see who is question number 9. 9. Oh, there we are. Okay, this is from Deschanel. So let's look at question number 9. Number 9 is volume of the water, yada yada. Find the rate of change. Okay, so rate of change of water level. So I suppose you're talking about dH dt. And when the water level is 4, yeah. So I suppose we're finding dH dt. I suppose so lah. Okay, then find the area of the shaded region. Obviously, this has to be towards x. Okay, but this is a very interesting question. Now it's a 7-mark question because there is a on top and then there is at the bottom also lah. So let's look at this group to see how they did this. Okay, over to you.
Okay. To find dh over dt, first we need to find dh over dv and dv over dt. So dh over dv is from the equation v equals 5h plus 1 over 3 h cubed. So just differentiate, equals 5 plus h square. And dv over dt is from the question, equals 3. So dh over dt equals dh over dv times dv over dt. Dh over dv is just kasih terbalik dv over dh. So 1 over 5 plus h square times 3 equals 3 over 5 plus h square. And then sub in h equals 4. So 3 over 5 plus 4 square equals 1 over 7.
Okay, good. I think that's a very clear explanation. Definitely full marks for it. Let's go to the next one.
So to find the area of the region, you need to minus the area under the curve first and minus the straight line. After that, you find the intersection point y equals to y, and you will get x equals to 3 and x equals to negative 3. After that, you integrate from negative 3 to 3 the curve equation, dx, and minus the straight line equation from negative 3 to 3. And then since the integrate, the ingredient is same, is from negative 3 to 3, you can combine it to 1 and you get 9 minus x squared dx. So, and then you integrate that and you will get 36 unit squared.
Okay. Yeah, correct lah. I'm not saying it's wrong lah. I'm just how do I say this? It's correct. It's correct. Definitely, the working and the answer is all correct. Definitely not a problem. Okay, except that this is one of those questions where it's a little bit challenging. Okay, we are always so used to, dia kena stop oleh paksi X lah. And let's say, for example, like this and then like this, right? We're always so used to finding this only. But now there is this bottom part also that you need to find. So I like the way this group approaches it. Okay, the most important thing obviously is finding the point of intersection. Ini yang mesti, ini yang wajib. Otherwise, you don't know where you want to integrate to. Okay, and I think the saving grace for this group, okay, is that the point of intersections, okay, are also the boundaries for whichever side that you want to count. Okay, so it's very interesting that this group manages to see that the point of intersection, if it is just the curve alone, it is this whole thing, and when they minus out, the this whole thing, okay, you will get this whole section again. Okay, so so when we teach integration, I always mention that if the area is, okay, let's say for example, if the area is above the x-axis, then you get a positive value. But if the area is underneath the x-axis over here, okay, then you get a negative value. And so people start to get confused by that. Okay, but I like this group, the way they approach it is, okay, let's just take from one point of intersection to another point of intersection. Let's have the curve minus the line. Okay, and they can also combine it. Okay, this 10 minus 3x minus x squared minus with minus 1, minus with 1 minus 3x, because the limit is the same. Okay, and so that is the single most important thing. Okay, and we find that this kind of thing happens especially when the limits are the same. So they won't kind of like double test you. So there are sometimes that dia punya limit adalah berlainan, then you have to this plus this, right? Okay, or this minus this, but the limits are different, so you cannot combine. So when that happens, we find that usually the area they ask you to count is always above the x-axis or next to the y-axis, but they won't cover both sides of the axis. Okay, in this question we find that, okay, the question kind of both sides of the axis, got this one, okay, and then got this one. Okay, so so the approach that this group has taken is actually quite good, okay, and I'm quite impressed with this. All right, good. Let's go to number 10. This, I believe, is Chong's question. Okay, it is a linear law question. Okay, find the value of hk and x equals to this one. Oh, sorry, y when x equals to negative 1.7. Let's see. Okay, Chongzi? Is Chongzi here? Yeah, he is. Can I?
For A, you just need to make a table for log 10y. Then B, plot a graph for log 10y against x. For C1, I use 1.92, which I find from the line that cross log 10y. Then I change the log 10 to the other side to get h. For the second one, you need to find the gradient first, then use the equation of log 10k plus 1 to find k. And the third one, you just look at the graph lah, to get log 10y when x is 1.7, then change log 10 to the other side.
Okay, I think that it's a very brief explanation, but I think it will do. I think this question is not to say this one, but this question is quite straightforward. Okay, in a sense where everything that actually Chauncey said just now, I think it was very well explained. Okay, and I like the fact that you took some time, okay, to make sure that you had already shifted the equation to become a linear equation according to the graph. Okay, so one thing that I want to note over here, and this is something that saya baru ajar dengan saya punya murid form 4 lah. Okay, and I want to remind you about this that no matter what level you're at, okay, the very basic stuff is you must be able to do the table. Okay, you must be able to plot the graph. You must be able to draw the best fit line, okay, of the graph. Everybody must be able to do this very bare minimum. Okay, then you must be able to find the gradient and determine the y-intercept. Okay, and then from there, okay, you write the equation of the straight line. Y-axis equals to m x-axis plus c. No matter what the question asks, okay, no matter what the question asks, these 6 steps, okay, never change one. Memang itulah itu. If you can go up to here, okay, you should be able to get 5 out of the 10 marks. Of course, what Chongzhe has done is he's answered the whole question, okay, and answered it very well. He compared the gradient to the log K1 and blah, 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 blah. That's fine. That's all well and fine. But I know that there are some of you that are also struggling with this topic because, sometimes when you hit the C question, you like, oh, I don't know what to do already. Okay, make sure that the beginning, every one of you, make sure that the beginning is settled. You know how to draw the table, okay, you know how to plot the graph, you know how to draw a line of best fit, okay, and whether the question asks for it or not, you determine the gradient, you determine the C, and then you put it into the equation. Okay, you put it into this format lah. Whatever the y-axis is equals to whatever the m, and then whatever the x-axis is plus c. Okay, so for example, let's say in Chongzhe's case over here, the gradient is 0.236. The c is 1.92. Okay, so even if you don't know what to do after this, okay, just put it into the equation. Okay, our y-axis is log 10y. What is my gradient? 0.236. I think so lah. Okay, what is my x-axis? Look at the x-axis. X-axis is x plus 1. Isn't it x plus 1? Yeah, I'm going to say it's x plus 1 lah. Okay, so this is x plus 1 plus the y-intercept over here, okay, which is about 1.92. Okay, if you can write this sentence out, okay, trust me everyone, okay, if you can write this sentence out, you are guaranteed, okay, 5 marks out of the 10. Okay, which is much better than what some of you got during the trial exam. Some of you 3 out of 10, some of you 2 out of 10. Some just bought the jadwal and then don't know what to do after that. Okay, I don't think it's fair lah, okay, for you to stop yourself just because you don't know what to do. the steps are the same, no matter what the question is. Well, okay, fine. 80% of the questions will have this kind of step one. Okay, I have yet to see an SPM question where they putar balik sampai dia punya step akan tunggang terbalik. Most of the time, it's always the same. Okay, table, draw the graph, form the equation. Table, draw the graph, form the equation. You don't know how to answer question C, we can work on that later. Make sure that these skills are dalam tangan sudah. Okay, we shouldn't have to balik-balik macam mana mau lukis graph tu macam mana. Okay, let's not be that lah. Okay, mesti dalam tangan sudah ini. Alright, let's go to the next question. Thank you, Chongzhe. Number 11, please. This is Shawnee's group. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see the question first. Oh, two semicircles. Find this radian. Okay, find the perimeter of the entire figure. Oh, this is interesting. I like this. Perimeter means this plus this kan. So it's like that. Huruf M. Okay, and then the luas kawasan Belorek is this side. Okay, all right, go ahead. This group.
Okay, so for question 11A, dia minta cari the theta punya radian kan. And then from the question, we already know that point A and point B are the centers for semicircle EDB and ADC. And then the radius sudah kena bagi 6 cm. And if we connect a line between point A and point D, it becomes a radius lah.
Hold on, let me see what you're trying to drive at. Can you repeat what you said again? So bad lah. Point A and point D, this one lah.
Point A and point B are the centers for both of the semicircles.
Okay.
And then dia punya radius sudah kena bagi 6 cm. And if we connect the point A and point D, connect like straight line.
Okay.
It forms a triangle like that lah. And then
okay. So this is 6 also lah.
Yeah.
And this is 6. And so this is also 6.
Yeah, so it becomes...
Really? Oh yeah. Okay, sorry.
So it becomes an equilateral triangle.
Okay, very good.
And then the total interior angle for a triangle is 180 degrees. Then kita kasih bagi 3 jadi 60 degrees.
Okay.
So angle DBA is 60 degrees. So mau cari angle theta, we minus 180 degrees dengan 60 degrees. Just jadi 120.
Okay, very good.
And then all we need to do is to tukar lah jadi radians.
Okay. Okay, continue.
Next question.
Yeah, B.
Okay, for 11B perimeter, for this question, we just use the formula S equal to R theta to find arc ED and DC. And then kita kasih tambah the radius di bawah lah.
Okay, how do you find ED? Why is ED 6 times? Oh, okay, because the angle is the same. All right.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, good.
Okay, so to find the area of shaded region, first find the area of semicircle. Formula 1/2 r square theta. Substitute the value theta is 3.142. Terus dapat 56.556 cm square. Next, find the area of sector ABD. Substitute the values as well, then we'll get 18.846 cm square. Now to find the area of segment, kena cari dulu area of triangle ADB by using the formula 1/2 AB sin C. So kasih masuk the values 6 cm and 60 degrees, dapat answer 15.58 cm square. So to get area of segment, we minus the area of sector ABD with area of triangle and we'll get 3.266 cm square. Lastly, minus area of semicircle with area of sector and area of segment dapat area of shaded region, 34.444 cm square.
Okay. So that means to say, hold on now, let me get this right. In order to find the shaded region, you want to find this whole thing. Oh no, sorry, my drawing. Sorry. This whole thing, right? That's what you're saying, the area of the semicircle. Then minus the area of the sector, which is this green color, and then minus the area of the segment. Okay, all right, good. I think that's a very good strategy to find this. I probably only have one very minor thing that I wish that you had done right at the very beginning. Okay, sorry, who did this? Sean. Okay, I wished that you had used 4 decimal places for your angle instead of rounding it off to 2.
Oh, okay, sir. Noted.
Okay, not Sean lah, I mean everybody also lah. Okay, because it's so nice that everything you did after that is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and then after that, but the beginning itself you already did 4 lah. Okay, either 3 or 4 decimal places. I would actually not really go for 2 decimal places because in the scheme, let me show you the answer. Sorry, in the marking scheme, the second answer is 43.14. Okay, almost same lah. Okay, I'm not saying it's much of a difference. The area is a little bit better. It's 34.43. Okay, but doing this angle at 2.0994 makes all these small differences lah. So it creates a ripple effect. Okay, so I would actually at the very beginning, I will use as many decimal places as I can, 4. Okay, before I finally reach the final one, which is about 3 lah. Okay, it's a very minor thing. The important thing is that you got the method correct. Okay, that's the more important thing. All this technical stuff is minor lah. Okay, you will probably get correct anyway, but I just want to make sure that in case next time you want to keep studying maths, okay, you have all these decimal places in mind. All right, good. Let's go to question number 12, please. 12. This is Fadila's group. Oh, yes. Okay, yes. I definitely want to hear this. Sorry, hold on. Let me see the question first. So you have this one. The angle is here. PQ is 10. PR is 12. TQ and QR is 7. So that means this is an isosceles triangle. Oh, interesting. Find PRQ. PRQ over here. Oh, ini senang lah. Okay. Senang je. Find the length of TR. Sini sahaja. Oh, okay, can. And then find the area of PQT. This one. Okay, let's go. No, that's not the end, right? Is there one more question? Oh, okay. SQR is the image of TQR under the reflection of line QR. Find the length of PS, which is over here. Okay, very interesting question. Let's hear from this group.
Okay, so for the first question, dia mau cari PRQ kan? So we use the formula, which is actually listed in the formula list. Then we sub in the information that we have. So sine PRQ over 10 is equal to sine 87.95 over 12. Then we kasih pindah-pindah to get the answer, which is 56.39 degree.
Okay.
So for the second question, dia mau cari length of TR. So we can actually use the same formula as the previous one to find TR. But first, we need to find the angle of TQR dulu. So we know that TQ and QR, it has the same length, which means dia punya angle pun sama. So if we minus 180 with both of this angle, we will get 67.22. And then we kasih masuk itu dalam formula. So TR over sine 67.22 is equal to 7, and then we get we get TR, which is 7.75 cm.
Okay. Don't be lazy, Colette. La la la. Apa itu? Okay. Next. Good. So far, so good.
For the third question, dia mau cari area of PQT. So again, we need to use the formula. Ada juga kena list di itu formula list.
Yeah.
So, but first we need to find PQT dulu. Jadi kita tolak 87.95 dengan 67.22 to get 20.73.
Okay.
Then we kasih masuk dalam two formula. So 1/2 times 10 times 7 times sine 20.73 is equal to 12.39 cm squared.
Okay. Sorry. Apa ini? Sorry. Hold on. Okay. Question B.
Okay, so dia mau cari PS kan? So kan dia apa nih? SQR to image for TRQ under reflection of QR. So maksudnya QR sama QS tuh dia sama panjang lah 7 cm. So angle untuk apa RQS kita tahu lah sudah 67.22. Macam yang tadi itu saya sudah kira. So sekarang nih two sides and one angle unknown. Jadi kita bolehlah pakai cosine rule untuk cari PS. So PS square equal 10 square plus 7 square minus 2 darab 10 darab 7 cos 87.95 tambah 67.22 which is 155.17. Lepas itu kira-kira dapatlah 276.058. Lepas itu kita kasih square root PS panjang dia 16.61 cm.
Okay, exactly like the schema. Kan kamu orang salin dari schema saja ni kan. Tidak lah. Tapi yes, exactly. I like this explanation very much. I think it's a very clear explanation. Even saya yang just skim through the soalan pun, I feel that I can understand what you guys are explaining and are doing. Okay, but again, like I said, this explanation is not supposed to help me. It's supposed to help you lah. So I hope that the explanation does help you to understand what is happening. Okay, all right, good. Let's go to question number 40. No, apa itu? After 12 is 13. 13 is this one, but there's 3 pages to this. Okay. What is Maya giving me 3 pages for? Okay, let's go. 3. Question 13, please. 13.
So, first the question suruh cari X and Y. And then 2009 over 2007 times 100 equal to 120. So from the question, we can know 2009 is 24 over X times 100 equal to 120. So we pindah-pindah, we get X equal to 20.
Okay.
So for the Y, from the table, we can know yang 2009 is 17.50 and then 2007 12.5 darab 100, so we get answer Y equal to 140.
Okay, good.
So
B.
for B, the question suruh cari composite index. So the formula is price index times dengan weightage over sum of weightage. So from the circle, we can know that A is 126, B 54, C 72, D 80, and E is 19.
Okay.
So 120 darab 126 tambah 130 darab 54 tambah 125 darab 72 tambah 140 darab 18 tambah dengan 150 darab 90 over 360 get answer 131.
Okay. Ini mesti sebab saya tegur si Colette tadi kan yang dia bla bla bla. Terus pun terpaksa membaca semua. Okay, good. Next question C.
Okay, so C, dia bilang increase by 20%. So calculate the corresponding cost in 2011. So setiap A, B, C, sampai E darab dengan 120 to get the price index. And then sudah dapat the price index, so kita darab dengan weightage over sum of weightage, we get 157.2. So the index equal to 2011 over 2009 darab 100. From the equation we get 2009 is 200. So pindah-pindah kita dapat 2011 314.4.
Sorry, wait, can you repeat again? Kenapa 2009 is 200?
From the question,
Soalan bagi kah?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Because the question gave. All right. Just again a very minor thing. This is correct, definitely correct. One very minor thing. So ini adalah harga. So you want to have RM 314 ringgit and 40 sen. So dia harga. Ini tidak payah. So ini adalah index. Okay. It's not a very huge or major thing lah, but I just want you to know the difference between price and price index. Okay. Now, one thing that I like that this group did, and I think that I should mention is that you understood what it means by increase by 20%. Okay, when you say increase by 20%, a good way to answer this will be the original one times with 120, then you divide by 100 to get the new one. Selepas dia sudah kena increase 20%. When you were in the younger form, kalau increase 20% means what? 120 darab 20 per 100 bahkan. Dan lepas tu kau dapat 24. Dan lepas itu, the new price is 120 plus 24. You akan dapat 144. So you used to do this when you were in Form 1 or Standard 6 lah. I can't remember the syllabus lah. Okay, but in NMATS, we kind of want to do things faster and faster. Okay, so increase by 20% usually just means 120 divided by 100. Atau if you want, okay, you can also use this kind of like shortcut method. And this is a method that I use actually kalau saya mau kira harga kasut selepas diskaun. Okay, or harga kasut sebelum, kalau harga dia naik, okay, it will be, let's say dia increase by 16% lah. Okay, so the original, let's say the original price is 90 ringgit lah. Okay, then saya mau tahu kalau dia naik 16% bahkan, berapa banyak yang saya kena bayar. So it will be 90 times 1.16. Okay, it's a shortcut method lah. So kalau dia punya harga adalah increase, then it's times with 1 point something. So increase by 16%, okay, you will get 104 ringgit and 40 sen lah. Okay, tapi kalau dia decrease, contohnya dia decrease by 5%, right? Okay, so I will be times 0.95. Sebab dia 5% kurang dari 100. So it will be 90 times 0.95. I'll get about, so it will be about 85 ringgit and 50 sen lah. 85 ringgit and 50 sen. Okay, so ini sebenarnya saya kena ajar dari saya kecil lagi mah. Kalau dia harga naik bahkan kayak 1 point something. Tapi kalau dia harga turun bahkan 0 point something. Tapi kau kena kira daripada 100 lah. Okay, so if it is less 5%, then it will be 0.95. Kalau dia less 20%, it will be 0.80. So 80 tambah 20 is 100. So 90 ringgit times 0.8 will be 72 ringgit lah. Okay. Sorry, I use this to calculate bila saya pergi shopping. saya malas mau kira bah. So saya guna calculator kan times di sana. Bukanlah darab 120 bagi 100. Itu pun boleh lah. Okay, itu pun boleh. But actually you can use this method. Kalau price increase by 20%, and you just do times 1.20. Tidak salah itu, memang betul. Okay. So dan saya ajar ini towards the end because come to exam you want to know certain shortcut methods to make your calculation faster lah. And I think this helps. Okay. Remember, price increase 1 point, berapa peratus dia increase tu, itulah kau masuk di sana. Price decrease, okay, kita mesti tolak daripada 100. Okay, kalau dia decrease 20%, 0.80. Kalau dia decrease 25%, 0.75. Okay, so we use this petua to help us lah. All right, good. Thanks, Farrellyn, for this explanation. Let's go to question number 14. Who is this? This is Mantani. Mantani, what are you sending me? This is question 14. Okay, shall I use this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on, let me just take a look at the question first. Question number 14. Is this Vinod's question now? Is this the question that Vinod asked me yesterday? Yes, this is the question that Vinod asked me. Calculate the length, yada yada, length of CD. This is an SPM question. I seem to remember seeing this in an SPM question before. Very, very familiar. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead.
Okay, so the first question is asking for the length in cm of BC. So if we take a look at triangle ABC, angle B is 34 degrees and angle A is 101 degrees and AC is 5.8. So when this happens, like when you have two angles and one side is given, we can then use the sine rule. So we kasih masuklah here, BC over sine 101 equals to 5.8 over sine 34. Then we kasih pindah-pindah, then we will get BC equals to 10.18 cm.
Okay.
Then for the next question, it wants us to find the length of CD. And in order to do so, we can use the cos rule. A square equals to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A, because the length of two sides and the included angle is given. So we kasih masuk the variables lah. So BD square equals to 8.5 square plus 4.6 square minus 2 times 8.5 times 4.6 cos 140. Then we will get BD square equals to 93.41 minus negative 59.9. And then we add those two together and kasih pindah the square from BC. We will then get 12.38 cm. So BD is 12.38 cm long. And then finally, we kasih ambil the length of BD and minus the length of BC, 10.18, which will equal to 2.20 cm, the length of CD.
Okay, all right.
Then for the third question, it wants to find the area of triangle ABC in cm square. So we boleh gunalah the formula for area of triangle, which is area equals to 1 over 2 AB sin C. Then we kasih masuk the variables one more time, which is 1 over 2 times 5.8 times 8 times 10.18 sine 45. And then when we calculate it, we will then get 20.88 cm square.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about this?
Okay, so for question B kan, dia suruh sketch a new triangle lah yang ABC. So first, dia sudah cakap yang information yang dia sudah bagi, dia cakap yang new triangle punya length AB tu is equal to yang lama punya triangle AB punya length lah. Lepas tu the new triangle length untuk AC tu kan sama juga dengan yang lama punya triangle AC lah. So first sama last dia capkan yang angle ABC yang baru is equal to yang ABC lama punya angle. So means B lama tu kita mesti pakai lah untuk buat new triangle. Okay, first saya buat yang AC kan dia cakap yang new triangle punya length pun mesti sama dengan AC panjang dia yang lama lah. So saya buat isosceles triangle lah yang AC tu. Buat layer satu dekat dalam ya. Gitu. Okay, so means kalau isosceles triangle means angle dia sama lah. Jadi tadi kita calculate yang angle C tu 45 lah. So yang C baru pun 45 lah. Okay, so so kita ambil 180 minus 45, kita jumpa yang dalam punya angle lah, yang triangle tu.
Okay.
Gitulah.
Okay, and then bukan itu yang dia minta, itu dia minta BAC. Dia minta yang ini.
Itu kita ambil 101 minus 90.
Okay, is equals to 11 degrees. Okay, so this is definitely correct lah, definitely correct. Let me ask this group a question atau Vinod lah, kalau Vinod mau jawab ini. Actually saya sudah jawab ini, saya sudah tanya ini dengan Vinod lah. Kenapa AC yang kita kasih gerak? Why can't we move the AB? Sebab dia cakap AC atau AB yang mesti sama. No, sorry, AC dan AB yang mesti sama. Kenapa saya tidak buat isosceles dengan AB? Kenapa saya mesti pilih yang AC untuk buat isosceles? Vinod?
Sebab AB bukan isosceles.
Macam mana? Apa ini oh? Okay. I think one thing we need to remember is that dalam soalan sebegini bahkan there are two options lah. Okay, either this yang akan jadi isosceles atau this yang akan berubah jadi isosceles. So let's say kalau AC yang berubah jadi isosceles, kau tengok garis AC bahkan the line of AC is going towards the left. That means in order for it to be an isosceles triangle the other side bahkan can't be another one that is going towards the left. It can't be this direction. Doesn't make sense. In order for it to be an isosceles triangle, okay, it must be on the other side like this. Okay, then you will have, this is an isosceles triangle lah. Okay, and that's why this makes sense. Because if we follow the other one, if we use AB lah, okay, if we use AB, take a look at the direction of AB. AB is going in this direction, going towards the right up. That means in order for it to be isosceles, it has to go left up, like this. And, but that will make this impossible. Takkanlah we want to move the C all the way over here, because it will change the value of the AC also. Okay, and it won't make sense lah. Okay, for this one. And we definitely cannot push this AB to this side. Okay, we can't push this AB to this side because again same direction, both is going to the right and to the up. So it's not going to be an isosceles triangle. Okay, so when you answer questions like this, remember isosceles triangle soalan begini bahkan dia selalunya isosceles triangle lah. So you want to find the other side of the isosceles triangle. And remember that in an isosceles triangle, the two sides must be going in different directions. They cannot be both macam ini. Both macam ke kanan dan ke atas. It cannot be isosceles. There has to form like some sort of like, a V shape lah, that is in different directions. Okay, so I hope that helps as a petua for you to understand this lah. All right, good. Let's have the last one, which is question number 15. I think this is Garrett's question, right? Is Garrett still here? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. First, it says you need to find the value of x, y, and z. In order to find the value of x, we need to take the price of year 2009 and divide it with the price of year 2007. And then times it with 100, we will get 120. And then in order to find y, we also use the same formula as the x one, but different. We pindah and we will get 2.8. And as for z, it's also the same, just pindah and we will get 8. And for question B1, you need to calculate the composite index of the production cost of the year 2009. So we take the price index and times it with the wavelength, and then divide it with the wavelength again. Then you will get.
Hold on. It's not the wavelength lah. It's the weightage.
Weightage.
Okay. Wavelength is physics. But anyway, I think it's a good thing that you saw that the percentage of usage is also known as the weightage, not wavelength. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
good. Continue.
And then we calculate it, it will become 133.5.
Okay.
And for B2, it is said that in 2007, the cost of 1 unit of electronic goods is 80 ringgit. So we need to calculate the manufacturing costs for the corresponding to the year 2009. So we take 80 ringgit and times it with the answer on B1, which is the production cost for 2009, and then divide it with 100, and you'll get 106 ringgit 80 cents.
All right.
And for C, it is said that we need to find the composite index for the year 2011. So I take the price index and times it with 10%. Yeah, all the price index and times it with 10%. And for P, you will get 132. For Q, you will get 154. R, you will get 165. And S, you will get 121. And then we do the composite index thing, and then you list it. It will be 133 times 10 plus 154 times 15 plus 165 times 45 and plus 121 times 30 and divide by 100, and then you will get 146.85.
Okay. This is a very self-explanatory question, and I think that Garrett did a very good job at explaining it. Okay, and you notice that he does the 1.10%, okay, in order to calculate the new price index. I think that works as well. Actually, 1.1 and 1.10 is the same thing lah. 1.10 dia sama saja. Okay, and Garrett used 1.1. Okay, so I think this is a very job well done. Okay, I like your explanation. And I think that's good lah, can lah. What else is there to say except good job? Okay.